If you've been on social media in the last 1 week, there is one word you will hear again and again. Remdesivir. This antiviral drug seems to have been made into a sort of a magic bullet. And that is the reason, because of panic, because of misinformation, and perhaps even because of hoarding, that its stocks have gone down in the market. The government has taken a number of steps to ensure that A, production is ramped up, B, that there is no hoarding and black marketing, and that those people who really do need it are able to get access to it. Yet, unfortunately, some people are intent on profiteering off people's pain in this pandemic. We found one such shameful example. In Bhopal, here is a report by my colleague, Govind.
सर यहाँ पर कौन है, हेड कौन है यहाँ पर, कौन देख रहा है?
सर
दवाई ववाई के लिए कोई सुविधा है ऐसी? हाँ,
सर वो जो सीएम या फिर इनसे बोलिए।
किन से?
CMHO साहब से।
अच्छा, तो वो उपलब्ध करा देंगे हमें। तीन लोगों के लिए चाहिए, मतलब चाहिए तो 8-10 मिल जाएंगे।
वही है सर, इतना महंगा रेट जा रहा है वो 20,000 22,000।
अच्छा, वो मिल जाएगा इतने में? यहाँ आप दिलवा देंगे?
यहाँ थोड़ी ना, इनके पास कुछ नहीं है, तो प्राइवेट में ब्लैक मार्केटिंग है।
अच्छा,
इनके हाथ में भी कुछ नहीं।
तो कैसे उपलब्ध हो? हम लोग तो परेशान हो रहे हैं 3-4 दिन से। क्या कोई जरिया आप बताओ?
क्या बताऊँ सर?
हाँ वही।
नहीं, कॉस्टली जा रहे हैं।
कॉस्टली सर, मिनिमम कितने का पड़ सकता है?
20 बस।
20 तक मिल जाएगा सर?
हाँ।
हमसे 30 भी मांग रहे थे, उनसे हमने 25 बोला, 25 भी नहीं दी। तो सर
मैं नहीं ले रहा हूँ यार, मैं कुछ नहीं ले रहा हूँ, ये सामने वाले को
अच्छा
डायरेक्ट पेशेंट को दिलवा रहा हूँ।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
The only way to try and combat this panic is to put out as much information out there as possible. So today we're going to do it with Remdesivir. Joining me are two experts, Dr. V.N. Shah, member of the COVID Task Force in Gujarat, Dr. Shankar Joshi, member of the COVID Task Force in Maharashtra. Dr. Shah, is it absolutely essential for everyone who is suffering from COVID, who is COVID positive, to take Remdesivir?
You have rightly mentioned in the beginning, it is not that magic bullet. You see, once you see the past history of the Remdesivir, it was found in the way back in the SARS-1, and it was effective in the MERS in the European Arabian countries. At that time, it was a successful molecule. But after that, in the last year, FDA approved for a few cases for the use in the COVID. Again, even WHO, after that, they have passed this molecule. But it is not that magic bullet. What is the effect? Those who are having the viral load in their body or a symptomatic patient. So out of 100 patients, only 15% patients are needed the Remdesivir. Here what is happening? Supply versus demand. Some kind of the myths, some kind of the, at least rumors are going in the market. Okay, this is the bullet, magic bullet, and go and rush for that. Fortunately, we were having the cost 2,800
while that may be the case on paper, Dr. Shah, I have to ask you one thing. And in fact, that's the question I'll put to Dr. Joshi.
Yes.
Whenever I speak to friends, and unfortunately there is an inordinately large number of people all around us who are, in hospital, whose family members are COVID positive, the first thing they ask for is Remdesivir dila do kahin se, Remdesivir dila do. A lot of doctors will not prescribe it, but will tell them, off record or unofficially, that, if your parents are old or if they have comorbidities, the only hope is Remdesivir dila do. Why is this happening?
That is, I am telling you, the myth, because you see, they are understanding the only magic bullet is this medicine.
Dr. Shah, sorry, that question was for Dr. Joshi.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Joshi.
Padmaja, first of all,
isn't there any alternative for Remdesivir?
No. Let me clear up some basic myths about Remdesivir. Number one, it is not a life-saving drug. There are 4 large randomized control studies done, 1 in China, 2 in United States, 1 solidarity trial including India, which showed that Remdesivir does not impact mortality. It has a clear role in COVID management in terms of clinical recovery, that 1 to 3 days of hospital recovery is better You might stay 1 to 3 days lesser in the ICU or in the hospital. And in symptomatic cases, as Dr. Shah rightly said, in moderate to severe cases who need oxygen, remdesivir has a role. Also, it has to be only given for 5 days, and it works when the virus is actively multiplying in the first 9 days. So giving remdesivir beyond 9 days, beyond 5 doses, and in moderate to severe cases will improve clinical recovery. Symptomatically, it will improve. Definitely, it will shorten the length of stay in the hospital by 1 to 3 days, which is very necessary because there is a lot of shortage of beds. But at no way it is a life-saving drug. It does not save lives. That's a very clear data which is there. So it has its use, and it has to be used in the most appropriate and most deserving cases. Unfortunately, a lot of indiscriminate use has happened. People are using it after 9 days. People are using it for 10 doses. People have been using it even for mild cases, where there is absolutely no role for remdesivir. So this has to completely stop. And I think the one thing which I would like to tell through you is that this is not a life-saving drug. It is an extremely useful drug under medical supervision. And if your doctor merits to give it to you for a given patient, yes, it should be given when the person is in the hospital, when the oxygen saturation is below 93, person is already on oxygen. Yes, that is the right.
Fair enough. Again, while I agree with you, I'm telling you experiences of what we see happening on the ground. You say it is not life-saving, but Dr. Shah, when we come across cases where, say, the patient's age is very advanced or they have comorbidities, the first thing that comes to their mind is that the only way, or there is a high viral load. The first thing that comes to their mind is that remdesivir is going to help out, or plasma transfusion is going to help out.
So both the things are wrong, because you see plasma therapy is now never recommended for the treatment of the COVID. So it is a discarded. A lot of trials happened, and I think so it was in a failure. So with even remdesivir, Dr. Shashank told the rightly thing. It is not the, again and again we are telling it is not the bullet. Even instead of using the remdesivir, once you are using at the time, the steroids are the drug of choice. Even we are using the dexamethasone, the steroids, or the Medrol, which is definitely working. But here, the shortage is due to the, at least man-made shortage is there. Ultimately, supply and demand. And in the market, people are asking, those who are in the positive, even 1% is the positive is there, they are demanding for these 6 instead of 2 or 3 dosages. And ultimately, they are doing even wrong marketing and blackmailing also. And that was our bad experience in the Zydus Hospital also. Because we were open with our outdoor clinic with the 6 vials, we were having a more than 5,000 crowd in our queues. We were having a lot of difficult time because we are the cheapest in world, I'm telling you. Because we are providing this molecule within 899 rupees. So this is the thing. Ultimately, it is a demand of the population, and we have reduced the price from 2,800 to 899. So this is the society health. But people are not understanding. And the second problem we are facing in our practice also, people are demanding this molecule. What is happening in the small nursing home or the small hospitals? Once you are not giving the remdesivir and the patient is died, then they are doing a lot of even attacks on the doctors. Why you have not given this remdesivir to my kin? And this kind of the incidences are happening. So it is a demand from the even patient side, where it is not indicated. Dr. Shashank rightly mentioned, it indication wise hardly a few patients, 5 to 15% patients are needed this thing. Even in the first attack, what was happened was the tocilizumab. People were rushing, and it was a very bad demand. 1.5 lakh up to people were paying for the 1 dose of the 400 milligram of the tocilizumab. And this is similarly happening. It was a very pathetic situation in the Madhya Pradesh also. Yes, please.
Dr. Joshi, the other thing that I see a lot is that some people seem to think. So just a second. So Dr. Joshi, there are other stories coming out of how people are keeping these injections at home in the fridge, thinking that we will administer this injection and it will be like a preventive medicine. It will keep us safe from COVID. Is that correct?
No, absolutely. I would hold it and say, please give it to the deserving patients in the hospital. Do not do this hoarding. This is completely illegal and inappropriate. This is the biggest problem we are facing in India, that the virus is in the mind and they are having some wrong notions. Number one, it is not going to save your life. Number two, it will definitely aid clinical recovery, shorten bed bed length of stay. And what works, Padmaja, as Dr. Shah rightly put, it is steroids, it is prone position, it is oxygen given on time. Timing is so crucial. COVID has a 3-week timetable. First week, asymptomatic patient, then you have to do pulse oximetry, 6-minute walk test. If they desaturate, then they go to the hospital. There is no need to rush for CT scans. There is no need to rush for a remdesivir. Give steroid, give oxygen, give prone position, give supportive care and nursing. And very few cases may need that tocilizumab or itolizumab, and they might all have a life-saving potential. Remdesivir definitely improves clinical recovery, definitely will shorten your length of stay in the hospital by 2 or 3 days. But if it is not there, please don't feel disappointed. Patient is not going to die because of that. But if you don't give steroids on time, if you do not give oxygen on time, if you do not take the patient to the hospital on time, that proves fatal. Unfortunately, what happens is we put too much on, try to manage everything at home and then last minute rush to the hospital. So this is the timing. And one of the most important things about COVID is it's predictably unpredictable. We cannot predict, but now we know a clear pattern that in the second week between 7th or 8th day to 12th day, patient is likely to deteriorate. We have to be on red alert. We have to have the red flags. If somebody has comorbidities, we keep the patient in the hospital, observe them very closely and crucially. Right now, we are having an avalanche of beds. Many asymptomatic patients are occupying oxygen beds. These are vital beds. Somebody else who is more deserving needs their oxygen beds. If you are asymptomatic and if you have medical care and supervision, go to a corona care facility. But don't block a hospital bed because that hospital bed may have oxygen. So my appeal is to everybody here that the medical profession is definitely under stress across India. It is not just a Mumbai, Gujarat phenomenon or a Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh phenomenon. Across India, we have one India. And we have to come together to fight and save lives in COVID. And we are very fortunate that this time, at least, it is a fast spreading, but a large recovery and an asymptomatic population. But those who are getting serious, some younger people are also getting serious. We need to save lives. And in saving lives, these supportive measures are far more useful. The timing is far more useful than remdesivir.
So in the end, I want to ask you, Dr. Shah, very simply, for everyone watching right now, if you were to tell them 5 reasons that you should go for remdesivir, or only those 5 or 3 conditions under which you should go for remdesivir, what would they be?
First and foremost, Dr. Shashank mentioned rightly, patients are having the high-grade fever with the lung involvement. If your oxygen saturation is less than 94, your demand is more, you are having the major comorbid condition, you are having the senior citizen or the age is more than 75, there and there the indication of these things. Fortunately, I am telling you, Salja, we are having the 40 lakh plus unit per month production, and government has taken the right decision to stop the export. And Honorable Prime Minister gave the target to have the more than 1 crore unit per month from the month of May. So we are having the enough product. Enough material is available. Today itself, Corporation of the Ahmedabad, they have now established by the tomorrow morning to have each and every hospital, those who are in COVID patients, not even the government hospital, even private hospital, they are going to supply enough remdesivir injection. So it is not again the bullet, magic bullet for every patient. The magic bullet is rightly mentioned is the oxygen.
Yeah.
For the prevention, I am always telling the SMS, social distancing, mask and sanitization.
Yes.
And go for the vaccination as early as possible.
Well, sir,
if you want
hit
to go
the nail on the head, because we've actually ended the show on the note that we began with, that prevention is better than cure, and that's why we've been saying that crowded gatherings, all of the mass congregations should be done away with altogether, whether they be religious or whether they be political. So thank you so much, Dr. Joshi, Dr. Shah, for having joined us with your expertise, because specifically on remdesivir, there is so much confusion, so many questions, and leading to a lot of panic. Even as we speak, there have been 3 people arrested for black marketing of remdesivir in Madhya Pradesh, 12 injections recovered from them. This practice must be halted. Thank you very much, doctors, for joining. I'll see you tomorrow.